This is a super special award to me because it means that my own colleagues, the college that I'm so proud of graduating from, respects and thinks that the work, that my lifetime work, is important and has meaning. And so I couldn't ask for a better acknowledgement than this award from the College of Social Work and my colleagues. That I'll answer a little bit more, so maybe because I was surprised and thrilled in a way to receive this honor because it's from the College of Social Work and other alumni like myself who have dedicated themselves to doing this work. And it's almost, to me, it was like winning like the Academy Award, right? Where your peers are really saying, you're doing a good job. And so I couldn't be more thrilled and more honored than to have been nominated and to receive this award. So thank you very much. So my path to social work actually was kind of crooked. I started out in my undergraduate work. One of my many majors was interior design, and then my university asked that I have a minor. So my minor was actually in gerontology. And what I learned during that first 2 years of interior design was that I really enjoyed learning how people behaved versus how to design spaces for people to behave inside of. And then as I learned more, and of course called family and said, you know what, I really, really want to pursue social work because I believe in the premise, the values, and I really get to learn about human nature and how to really help folks at the time. And then my mother became very ill, and she was very young, and I was a caregiver during that time. And one thing that got overlooked was how we felt as families, the resources that we needed, the people that, and the supports that were, there were assumptions that were made about us, and we weren't able to get the support that we needed from my mom. And I felt like I had made the right decision in learning how to be there for others. My very first job was to go and work for hospice, and I was able to give back to a community and in a way to have the privilege to be able to help individuals to die with dignity, to die in their home and have their families be supported and have an understanding in a very tender time. And wanted to give back because I knew that there was a gap where my family had not been helped. And then as I have continued my social work career, my own family has helped to lead the path. And the majority of my career, I have actually worked in maternal child health and pediatrics. And that's because my own children were born with medical complications. And so I have seen my life as a social worker and my career path move throughout the years because I have been in a place in my life when I didn't know the right questions to ask, didn't know the right people to turn to. And there might be a wonderful social worker along who comes to the bedside where my child is to help me at a time when I'm just his mom and not his social worker. And so throughout my lifetime and my career, my path has been validated. I have been able to reaffirm that I have chosen the right career because of my own experiences in my life and in the lives of my family and the people that I care about. All right, so first I'm going to talk a little bit about my field of work. Currently, my career path has taken me to, I am the CEO of Family Connection of South Carolina. We are a statewide nonprofit where we help families raising a child or a young adult with a disability navigate the very complex systems. I believe that social workers are excellent individuals, and it's an excellent profession to take very complex systems and help individuals understand, not just from the 101, it can be from the individual level, but also one thing that I do now that I think my skills that I've learned as a social worker is to be able to assess a community or to assess a system, whether it be a hospital or a state or a policy, and really take that apart to be able to figure out, the barriers to what's happening to that individual or to that person in the community, or that injustice is not the fault of that human, but this very complex, inefficient, inconsistent system. And I believe it's necessary for social workers to use their skills to help break down systems of care, to break down barriers, to help call attention to injustices and inequalities in systems, and that we help come up with solutions to help address and break down these very complex systems that can affect the people that we, or the communities that we, or the greater we, that we care about, and that we as social workers have the skills to do that. And so it's extremely important that social workers use their skills and to realize that when you leave school, you're leaving school, you might feel like it's your value system, because that's what brings us to this work, our sense of commitment to others. And social work is a responsibility to the greater good and to having an impact for that. And I think that it's super important that we as social workers are in a variety of settings so that we can use our skills to be able to make, not just to highlight, but to really make a difference and be a change agent, which is what we are trained to be. So I'm extremely proud to be a social worker. You graduating social workers need to know that you are leaving school with a set of skills that other professions do not have, but you have an extremely important place, no matter whether you are working one-on-one as perhaps a mental health counselor, or you are working in a nonprofit situation as a fundraiser, or maybe you are working as a medical social worker in a hospital setting. No matter where you work, you are an important and valuable part of that team. You bring a set of skills. And not only do we need to advocate for others and those that we work for, but we as social workers need to advocate for ourselves. Our jobs are very important. You have a skill that is worth somebody paying you to do the job that you're doing. And I think that that's one thing that I believe that often we are really good at speaking up for others. But our profession, it's super important that others take our profession as seriously as, well, that's probably not a very good thing. That others see the work that you show others, the work that we do is super important, that you are skilled and that you are a valuable part of this team and the teams that you will work with. And also, I would say, remember, if you are graduating, that taking care of yourself during I often see times and have seen over my career, very passionate, very good social workers not take good care of themselves emotionally, and self-care is something that we ask others to do for themselves. We need to take care of ourselves as social workers as well. Burnout is a real thing, and I hate to lose really good social workers to a different career path, because you do have awesome skills that you're bringing to the workplace, but you're also oftentimes hearing some of the most complicated, maybe sad situations, certainly unfair things where it might you're working in the world of fighting for equality, equity, we're fighting for equity and justice, and that can be really taxing. So I hope that all of you find ways to take care of yourself and know how valuable you are to the workforce, no matter where you decide to land after you graduate from here.